If, like me, you've always been fascinated by the 2D worlds of games like Ori, Hollow Knight, and many others, you know that creating such an immersive and detailed world can seem like a colossal task. Today, I'm going to tell you how we built the 2D environment for our game, Alien's Fridge, a platformer roguelike that the two of us have been working on for some time. So sit back and let me take you on our adventure, or how we went from this to that. Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Even before starting anything, we needed to test the technique to use for the maps on which the player would move. We considered several methods such as walking with blocks or using sprite shapes. But nothing gave us the artistic freedom we desired, so we first began by testing with mock-up maps to try everything out. To create these maps, it's very simple. Create a document at 100 dpi so that the Unity and Photoshop sort of match, and then make a drawing in Photoshop. We set up all doors and platforms on separate layers. We imported all that into Unity, applied colliders, imported our character, and tested everything out. If you'd like more details about the procedural map creation, please refer to the Devlog 2 that we made earlier. But in a nutshell, here is what happens. We create standard maps that must work in all directions. We add doors and additional platforms that can be added randomly. We connect everything, and boom, we have unique procedural levels. All of that is obviously handled by a script that will dispose each map somewhat randomly and handle the connection and remove the right doors. Even before opening Unity, the first step was to define visual identity and the style of the game. Our story is about a Boy Scout captured by aliens and destined to serve as their food. But obviously we decide not to let that happen. Since this is a game with a style that is both a bit creepy and slightly horrific, the art must reflect that. To achieve this, we started by creating a mood board and developing some concept art. The idea was to sit down and think about the artistic direction that could represent best the universe of Alien's Fridge. For this type of game, the modularity of assets, that is, their ability to work together, is paramount. When you create your assets, I recommend testing the modularity as often as possible. One technique I used a lot was to paint the assets as a whole. Take for example this tree, complete it fully, then see what can be reduced to a simpler element and broken down to test its modularity right inside Photoshop. Another approach is to draw inspiration from assets pack or look on Pinterest for examples of modular assets. Once we had finalized and exported our assets, we moved on to integrating them into Unity. And this is where the magic happens, but also where the little technical hassles begin. You must manually define colliders for each asset, if needed, and turn them into prefabs. Of course, if you're lucky enough to use automatic tools, thanks to a brilliant developer, it can become fairly automatic. Set dressing is undoubtedly one of the most time-consuming phases, but also the most exciting, because it's when our universe really begins to come to life. We then started to position our assets in Unity thoughtfully, playing with the z-index to create depth. The use of render layers allowed us to better control the lighting and effects. I created a standard hierarchy structure to simplify working in Unity by setting up dedicated folders, mood, main, doors, etc., so that everything remains clear and accessible. By combining these various elements, we managed to achieve a coherent and lively environment, to my opinion, and ready to be explored by players. In the game settings, we also add lights to uniformly illuminate all different render layers. And each map, we add lights specific to that map, notably above the platforms, to clearly indicate where the player can move. We then add particles in a world space, parented to the camera, and a fog on different layers, also parented to the camera in world space. The final step, but a very important one, is to add a post-process volume to get closer to the mode we wanted. It allows you to quickly iterate with different color grading and different modes, and it's very effective. And once the map is done, we turn it into a prefab that is then used in the algorithm for procedural map generation. The way the doors and platform works the same as in the example showed at the beginning of the video. And that's the results for now. So that's it for today. If you have any questions about certain steps, please feel free to leave a comment, so we'll be happy to delve deeper to these topics in future videos. Thank you for following our adventure and subscribe so you don't miss any of the next steps. Future topics will cover footage animation, VFX for the character itself and its animations. Then we plan to conduct some playtesting sessions, so join us on Discord for more free-form discussions.